for the second day of the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships. Today's first game matches the number 1 seeded Northwest Nazarene University Nighthawks and the number 2 seeded St. Martin's University Saints. Today's game with a record of 34-15, while the Saints entered today's game with a record of 29-16. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for the designated visiting team, the Northwest Nazarene University Nighthawks. Batting leadoff as the shortstop, number 4, Clarissa Moreno. Batting second as the designated player, number 18, Tori Hensley. Batting third as the left fielder, number 9, Maya McNichol. Batting fourth as the pitcher, number 24, Sydney Booth. Batting fifth as the third base, number 3, Abigail Gagnon. Batting sixth as center fielder, number 22, Madison Felter. Batting seventh as first base, number 17, Charlotte Hornet. Batting eighth as the catcher, number 21, Kelsey Adams. Batting ninth in the second base, number 20, Jamie O'Bringer. And playing in the flex position as the right fielder, number 13, Dominique Trevino. The head coach for the Nighthawks is Rich Wagner, assisted by Hallie Swanson, Brittany Januardi, and Riley Thomas. And now, let's meet the starting lineup for the designated home team, the St. Martin's University Saints. Batting leadoff as left fielder, number 25, Haley Jenna. Batting second as right fielder, number 15, Shelby Lawson. Batting third as the shortstop, number 5, Destiny Connerly. Batting fourth as the third base, number 10, Brittany Patrick. Batting fifth as the center fielder, number 1, Shay Lopez. Batting sixth as the first base, number 19, Olivia Matlock. Batting seventh as the catcher, number 4, Kai Schultz. Batting eighth in the second base, number 7, Vanessa Smoke. Batting ninth as the designated player, number 8, Riley Gauzia. And playing in the flex position as the pitcher, number 2, Tia Riding. The teams are led by head coach Jim Peterson, assisted by Amber Manuel, Tess Thomas, and Adrian Manuel. At this time, we ask if you are able to please rise and remove your hats as we honor the 2 countries of the GNAC with the American and Canadian national anthems. Performing the Star-Spangled Banner and O Canada is GNAC Assistant Commissioner for Communications, Blake Tim.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous night o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly
Hello and welcome to the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships here at Simon Fraser University in Burnaby, British Columbia, Canada. It is day 2 and we are finally playing ball. It was a rainy morning, a rainy early afternoon, but some fantastic work by the grounds crew. The field is good to go. There's some light sprinkling of rain coming down, but nothing that should stop this game from getting started in just a few moments. The two undefeated teams so far in the tournament will face off, and it's the number 1 and the number 2 seeds coming into it. St. Martin's will be the designated home team for this game after a coin flip, and that means we will see the NNU Nighthawks, the number 1 seed, batting first in just a couple of moments. Yesterday, NNU had a close game with Western Oregon. The Wolves kept things really tight throughout, and it took GNAC Player of the Year Maya McNichol to come through with a big game-tying home run and then a walk-off RBI single to give them the 2-1 win. St. Martin's, on the other hand, had a big offensive outbreak and scored 12 runs against Western Washington en route to a Mercy Rule victory. So we'll see what these two teams bring as we are just about ready. And yes, stepping into the batter's box is Clarissa Moreno, the shortstop for the Nighthawks. And here's the first pitch of day 2 of the GNAC Softball Championships, and it's hit hard into left field, and the first pitch is taken into the seats for a solo home run. Moreno jumped all over that pitch, and the Nighthawks take an early lead.
Home run for number 4, Clarissa Moreno.
And it took a while for the Nighthawks offense to get going yesterday, and today, well, it happens as quickly as it possibly can on the first pitch, giving them the 1-0 lead. That's going to be a tough one to give up for Tia Ridings. We didn't even get to mention the starting pitcher for the St. Martin Saints, and she's given up a home run as she has a meeting with her infielders, looking to regroup and bounce back after that one.
Next up to bat, number 18, Tori Hensley.
Yesterday, Ridings, in her one appearance, picked up the win in 4 innings of work, giving up 9 hits. 3 runs, only 2 of them earned with a walk and 3 strikeouts. That one misses, 1-0. The designated player, Tori Hensley, making her first trip up to the plate today. And that one misses, 2-0. After all the delays and the work put in to get this game kicked off, it was about as perfect of an opening as you could imagine with that solo home run. And we'll see how St. Martin's settles down here, trailing so early on. And Ridings gets that one in there for a strike, 2-1 now. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Tia Ridings. It's low, 3-1 now to Tori Hensley. Mentioned yesterday, Hensley, a fantastic two-way player, one of the top pitchers as well as one of the top hitters in the GNAC. We saw her pitch a little bit yesterday for the Nighthawks. And she takes that one low for ball 4. So St. Martin's still looking for the first out of the inning as the Nighthawks get a base runner here.
Number 9, Maya McNichol.
And here is the aforementioned Maya McNichol. She put this team on her back yesterday, tying the game with a solo home run and then winning it in the bottom of the 7th with an RBI single. And the first pitch to McNichol is up and away for a ball, 1-0. And the rain slowly starting to pick up here. It's likely going to be like this for the rest of the day, a little bit on and off showers. The 1-0 pitch. That one is hit into right center field. That'll be a base hit. And Hensley rounding second, taking third base, going first to third on that single by McNichol. So the Nighthawks really threatening now with runners on the corners and still nobody out. And Sydney Booth will make her first trip up to the plate. You know, for NNU, having your two top pitchers in Booth and Hensley, both also in your batting order, because of how good they are at the plate, is certainly an asset that most teams don't have, as Booth takes that one up for a ball. Riding's getting her sign, ready to deliver the 1-0 pitch. That one's low, 2-0. Big pitch here. Don't want to fall behind 3-0 in this situation. And Ridings catches the inside corner, 2-1. McNichol staying put at first base for now. That one's in there. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. The 2-2 pitch is low, and McNichol with a big leadoff off the bag there with that ball in the dirt decided not to advance, as good work by K. Schultz to keep that ball in front of her behind home plate. The 3-2 pitch is fouled back. Booth staying alive. Riding's getting her signal. Here's the pitch. And it misses, so that'll be a walk to load the bases with nobody out. And looks like we'll have a visit here, as Tia Riding's unable to put Booth away, and walking her to load the bases. Certainly a time to come out and settle down your pitcher, discuss your defense and whether you want to bring the infield in, go home. Still very early in this ball game, of course, with no outs even recorded yet in the top of the first, but you'd rather not give this potent Nighthawks offense a big inning to set the tone. And I think yesterday that's what Western Oregon did very well, was early in the game find a way to get some outs quickly and get through that Nighthawks lineup, and it took a while for them to really get going offensively. And it looks like the discussion with the home plate umpire there is about the landing spot in the pitcher's circle. Of course, the elements not ideal. And Abigail Gagnon now up with the bases loaded, nobody out, as Riding's ready to deliver the first pitch of this at-bat. It's fouled back straight into the screen for the first strike. The 0-1 pitch coming from Ridings. That one's hit hard into left center field, and it's off the base of the wall. 1 run is in. 2 runs are in. That'll be a 2-run double for Abigail Gagnon. And, of Quickly now, it's 3-0 for NNU. And they're still in a great position to add to this lead with runners on second and third and nobody out. And St. Martin's is going to make a change. The importance, of course, of this game, not wanting to leave anything to chance at this point, in St. Martin's making a change in the pitcher's circle. We'll take a short break and be back with the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships in just a moment. And we're back. Pitching change for St. Martin's. Abby Runyon coming in with no outs recorded yet in the top of the first, but an NNU outburst offensively has given them a 3-0 lead. And a big swing and a miss. Hitting for the Nighthawks is their center fielder, Madison Felter. And this almost feels like with Runyon coming in, you need to find a way to get Felter out and prevent this lineup from continuing to make things happen early in this ball game. Ooh, that looked pretty good, but called a ball. Tough break for Runyon. That one misses up. 2 balls and a strike now. Pitch from Runyon. Swing and a miss by Felter. 2 balls and 2 strikes now. Big pitch incoming, the 2-2. Taken up to load the count. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Charlotte Fornes on deck. Felter with a full count. Here's the pitch from Runyon. That one's hit high in the air into center field. Runners are tagging. And the throw in, not in time. Make it 4-0 for the Nighthawks. Booth scoring on the sacrifice fly. Gagnon advancing to third base as well. And that's big for Abigail Gagnon to get herself over to third with only 1 out in the inning.
Next up to bat, number 17, Charlotte Fornes.
And Charlotte Fornes now with a chance to drive in another run. It's 4 runs on 3 hits thus far for NNU. And that one's fouled off. Hit pretty well, but behind on that swing, sending it behind the first base dugout. Oh, and that's lined right back to the pitcher. Caught, and Runyon just threw her glove out. Almost didn't even realize she had it right away, and then smartly turned and looked to throw the ball back to third, but
Number 21, Kelsey Adams.
Gagnon did a good job of getting back to avoid getting doubled up. So 2 outs now, and the catcher, Kelsey Adams, up. Runyon's first pitch in there for a strike. Runyon gets her sign and delivers. That one's popped up into the infield. And Matlock comes over from first base to make the catch and get the Saints out of the inning. It was a big 4-run inning for the NNU Nighthawks as they take the lead here early on in this game. We'll take another short break and be back with more of the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships in a moment. And welcome back. That was probably the perfect start for NNU. I don't think anyone would argue with 4 runs in the top of the first, especially when you take a look at who is in the pitcher's circle for the Nighthawks. Sydney Booth now with a 4-run cushion, and certainly a pitcher of her stature will love to have that run support early on as she can get settled in and do her thing. And if you're St. Martin's now, it's a hole you got to find a way to claw out of, and can't do it all at once. They're going to have to get some base runners on and string some hits together, which they are certainly capable of. They put up 12 runs yesterday en route to their victory, so that this offense will need to stay hot here in day 2 of the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships. Booth is ready, and the lefty delivers her first pitch of the bottom of the first inning, and it's outside for a ball. So St. Martin's scored 12 runs on 12 hits yesterday, a team batting average of .429. And that one's fouled straight back, 1 ball and 1 strike. So you figure if any team can find a way to make up a 4-run deficit in the first inning, it's going to be SMU with the way they're swinging the bats coming into this tournament. And that pitch misses low, 2-1. And that one looked pretty good, but called a ball. 3-1 now to Haley Agena, the left fielder for St. Martin's. That one's in there, hit high in the air to right center field. All the way to the warning track as Trevino makes her way over to make the catch. And that ball carried quite a bit, but not quite far enough as Agena was retired.
Bat number 15, Shelby Lawson.
And Shelby Lawson went 2 for 4 yesterday, hit a big double, scored a couple of runs, and she'll make her first trip up to the plate here today. That one missed up. 1 ball, no strikes. Another one up. 2-0 now. the top of this St. Martin's order really did the bulk of the damage yesterday. Lawson, Connerly, Brittany Patrick, Shea Lopez, all with some big games and some clutch hits for the Saints yesterday. Connerly, who's on deck, and Lopez, who is hitting fifth today, each went 3 for 4. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Shelby Lawson. And she hits one in the air out to right field. And that one caught without much trouble by Trevino. And quickly now 2 away in the bottom half of the first. And I mentioned Destiny Connerly. She is now up for her first plate appearance of the game. A big game for her yesterday. 3 for 4 with 3 runs batted in and a home run that came flying off of her bat. So we'll see if she can get things going here for the Saints. And that one's up and in, and Connerly has to duck out of the way. And that one a little low. 2 balls, no strikes. Booth ready. The 2-0 pitch. That one in there for a strike. 2-1. Sydney Booth yesterday went 4 innings, giving up 4 hits, 1 run, unearned, with a walk and a couple of strikeouts. That one's in there, 2-2. Booth started the game. Tori Hensley came in for 3 innings of relief. And Hensley picked up the win, allowing no hits, no runs, and was very efficient. She got into a groove, and NNU, their offense finally was able to catch up to what their pitching was doing. And we'll see. I would imagine that we will see Hensley as well in this game. But you never know with Sydney Booth, as if she can get into a bit of a groove. In danger of losing this hitter, though, with a full count. And the pitch swung on and missed. Booth picks up her first strikeout, and NNU puts up a clean bottom of the first. They lead 4-0, and we'll take another short break and be back with more of the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships.
When research right here makes the whole world smarter. When the community has your back, no matter where you're heading, there's really only one place you can be. The University of Alaska Fairbanks. At UAF, the world's biggest challenges are ready for you to solve. That's how tomorrow looks from up here. See for yourself at uaf.edu.
I'm here to get more than a degree.
I'm here to explore.
To connect. To learn.
I am here to forge a new path.
To push myself.
To set goals and achieve them.
I am here to win.
I am here to grow.
And welcome back to Beedie Field here on the campus of Simon Fraser University. It's the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships, and this is day 2 between the number 1 seeded Nighthawks from Northwest Nazarene and the number 2 seeded St. Martin's University Saints. And Jamie Obringer will make her first trip to the plate. Hitting 9th for NNU, they put up 4 runs in the top of the first, leading the game 4-0. First pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. That one misses up. 1 ball and a strike now. Both pitchers struggling a little bit to keep the ball down. That one's in there, and that's hit hard to right field. And, oh, it's ruled foul. That looked close. The ball coming down right by that foul line, just in front of the warning track, but ruled foul, which will bring the count to 1-2 and take away what would have surely been a double, if not a 3-bagger for Jamie Obringer. So she'll take a breather and get herself back into the batter's box for the 1-2 pitch from Abby Runyon. And stays back and hits that one right by second base. And a diving attempt by Smoke is able to keep it on the infield, but that'll be an infield single for Jamie Obringer. So the leadoff batter on for the Nighthawks as the lineup turns over. And Clarissa Moreno led this game off with a bang, took the first pitch she saw over the fence in left field. That led off the 4-run inning for the Nighthawks as she takes the first pitch here for a strike, 0-1. Runyon getting her sign. Deals. And there's going to be a stolen base attempt. Obringer safe under the tag as she got pretty good jump and a good throw by K.K. Schultz, but it tailed off a little bit at the end, made the tag more difficult and gave Obringer the chance to slide right underneath it. So pitch was a ball, 1-1, and there's a runner in scoring position now for the Nighthawks. Runyon ready for the 1-1 pitch. That's ripped right to shortstop on a line, and Moreno legs it out. Should be ruled a hit. That ball was certainly not routine at short for Connerly. And credit to Destiny Connerly. Knocked it down and picked it up to make the throw, just not going to get the speedy Moreno at first. Tori Hensley now. She sees the first pitch and hits it right up the middle. And NNU going to hold the runner there, so that'll load the bases up with nobody out. Hensley liked that first pitch, grounded it right past the pitcher and into center field. And once again, the Nighthawks loading up the bases here.
Now batting from Kaneohe, Hawaii, number 9, Maya McNichol.
And the GNAC Player of the Year, Maya McNichol, up in a great spot here in the top of the second. Bases loaded, nobody out. Pitch from Runyon. Ooh, an off-speed pitch that caught a lot of the plate, and McNichol just fouls it back. You know, that's one that she would have liked to send off the scoreboard in left center field, and she'll try to adjust. Now 0-1. And a check swing, but fouls it off. 0-2 now to McNichol. Good pitch by Abby Runyon. Up and in. We'll see if Runyon can pick up the strikeout here with the bases loaded. Here's the pitch. Outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. The 1-2 swung on and missed by McNichol, and a huge strikeout for Abby Runyon to pick up the first out of the second inning.
Next up to bat, number 24, Sydney Booth.
And here's Sydney Booth now. Bases loaded with 1 out. That pitch misses. 1 ball, no strikes. Runyon able to set down McNichol, but Booth still in a good spot to drive in some runs. We'll see if the Saints can work out of this early jam. Oh, and that one hits her. An RBI the tough way. The hit by pitch with the bases loaded will score a run and keep the lineup moving. Abigail Gagnon's going to come up now for her second trip.
Now batting, number 3, Abigail Gagnon.
So Gagnon, who hit a double back in the first inning to score a couple of runs, up with the bases loaded, and takes the first pitch for a ball. So she was in the same position an inning ago and hit the double that drove in 2 of those runners. Takes up 2-0. And you can see over at first base there, Sydney Booth still favoring her arm after getting hit by that pitch. Good news for Nighthawks fans, though, is hit her on her right arm. And as a left-handed pitcher, her throwing arm should be all right. And it's a 3-0 count now to Gagnon. And Runyon's got to avoid walking in another run. That one's right in there. Taking all the way was Gagnon, 3-1. And yeah, Booth still shaking out that right arm. Maybe got her on the funny bone just above the elbow, and those never feel good, but staying in the game to run the bases. And fouling that one back is Gagnon, and the count will be full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Booth on first, Tori Hensley on second, and Clarissa Moreno, the runner, on third. Here's the pitch from Runyon. Grounded foul, and nice little battle going here with the count full for Abigail Gagnon. She steps out, takes a couple practice swings. And ready for the 3-2 pitch again. Oh, and actually it looks like Runyon's going to swap out the softball here. It's not raining very heavily, but still with the wet conditions, we'll see the pitchers swap out the ball every once in a while, I'm sure. All right, now we're ready for the 3-2 pitch again. Runyon getting her sign. And that one's popped up and caught. Infield fly was signaled, and that'll be the second out of the inning. So NNU do have 1 run in here. But you figure they would like to add a little more after loading the bases up with nobody out. It'll be Madison Felter who makes her second trip to the plate with a couple of outs here in the bases loaded situation. And she'll take that first pitch up, 1-0. Felter ready. Here's the pitch. In there for a strike, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And Runyon could avoid a huge inning here with 1 more strike. Pitch swung on and missed. And Felter goes down swinging, and Runyon does drive in a run with the one hit by pitch, but works out of the bases loaded jam. It's 5-0 for NNU, and we'll take another short break here and be back with more from the 2023 GNAC Softball Championship.
Welcome to NNU. For over 100 years, we've had one goal: make the world a better place. It's all happening here, the Boise Valley, and we're smack in the middle of it. Challenging programs? We've got 100 of them. How does an average class size of 17 sound? Professors who actually care? We're talking a 15-to-1 ratio. Trust us, they care. We're NNU. Here for you. Here for good.
And welcome back to Beedie Field at Simon Fraser University for the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships. And Northwest Nazarene off to a much better start here in Game 2. It took a while for their offense to get going yesterday, but 5 runs through 2 innings thus far for the Nighthawks. And St. Martin's now trying to find a way to respond, down 5. And it will be Brittany Patrick leading things off here for SMU. And as I mentioned earlier, this Saints team had a great offensive performance yesterday, scoring 12 runs on 12 hits, including a couple of home runs. And that one misses up, 1-0. And we'll see when their bats really wake up. You can't make all 5. You can't get all 5 runs back at once. They're going to need to find a way to get some base runners on and string a little rally together. We'll see if it starts here with Patrick. Ground ball over to second. Picked up and thrown to first by Obringer for the first out of the inning. And that'll bring Shea Lopez up. Lopez with a great game yesterday. 6 RBI, and I was told that tied the single game record for the GNAC Softball Championship. Or set the record, sorry. So a new GNAC record with 6 runs batted in a single game at the GNAC Softball Championship. Behind in this one now, 0-1. And pops that one up, foul. No balls, 2 strikes. So Lopez with the 6 runs batted in. Hit a home run. Couple of singles in there as well. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Up and nearly over the head of Lopez in the batter's box for a ball. The 1-2 pitch. Swung on and fouled back into the fence, and we'll do it again. Sydney Booth looking all good after being hit by a pitch at the plate in the last half inning. And here's her 1-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. So that'll be a big strikeout for the second out of the inning, retiring Shea Lopez. And Matlock now making her way up. St. Martin's still looking for a base runner. And Sydney Booth settling in nicely with a couple of strikeouts already. First pitch. Outside for a ball, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Matlock. Some nice movement on that one, but still misses up for a ball. 2-0. Pitch. In there for a strike. Booth finding the top of the strike zone there. Here's the 2-1 pitch from Booth. Misses. 3 balls and a strike now, and you know St. Martin's would love to get themselves a base runner here by any means possible. We'll see if Matlock is dialed in for a certain pitch, and if she doesn't get it, she'll let it go by, and that one's going to be a ball. So it's the first base runner of the evening for St. Martin's. It's a 2-out walk. And Kekai Schultz coming up. She just had to take the catcher's shin guards off in the on-deck circle, which took an extra couple of seconds. As the catcher makes her way up for the first time here. First pitch to Schultz. Hit on the ground to short. And Moreno with a great throw after a great scoop on the backhand for the 3rd out of the inning. And St. Martin's still looking for a hit or a run as they trail 5-0 here through 2 innings at the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships. We'll be back in just a moment.
At Seattle Pacific, everything is rooted in faith. My classes give me faith that I'll achieve all my dreams.
My community gives me faith that I'll make a positive impact.
Going to school in Seattle has given me faith in finding opportunities to grow.
I have faith that I can actually afford a great education.
Be you at MSUB.
Belong in Billings.
Become who you want to be.
And welcome back to Beedie Field. Top of the 3rd inning now. NNU up 5-0 over the St. Martin Saints. And Charlotte Fornes will lead things off for the Nighthawks here in the 3rd inning. And she jumps all over the first pitch, hits it right into left field for a base hit. That one gets past Patrick at 3rd base. And another leadoff base runner here for the Nighthawks. They loaded the bases up with no outs in the 2nd. Were only able to score 1 run. Some good work by Abby Runyon in that pitcher's circle to work out of the jam, but she still needs to find a way to prevent those base runners from getting on in the first place. Catcher Kelsey Adams now. Ready for the first pitch. She shows bunt, pops it up foul, and you could see St. Martin's expecting the bunt with the corner infielders playing in. Would expect the bunt to stay on here to advance that runner. Patrick and Matlock both well in front of the baseline. Here's the pitch. And a check swing foul. So the bunt was taken off. And pitch likely would have been called a strike anyways. Still, we've seen a couple of those check swing foul balls so far tonight. So Kelsey Adams now down 0-2. Runyon gets her sign. Here's the pitch. Swung on and lined right into center field. That'll be another base hit. That one making it past Runyon in the pitcher's circle, and no infielder was going to have a chance on that one. Hit quite hard into center field by Kelsey Adams. And Jamie Obringer has a couple runners on with nobody out. Gets her sign. And we'll see if a bunt is on here. St. Martin's expecting it. Again, with Patrick and Matlock playing way in on the corners. And that pitch is spiked right into the ground. And both runners advance. And, nearly an out there. Charlotte Fornes not sliding into third base. And the play was a lot closer than I think anyone expected. But that wild pitch will advance both runners. So 1 ball, no strikes, the count. And that's one of the crazier wild pitches you'll see. That ball bounced probably about 10 to 15 feet in front of home plate. And there's another one. Basically the exact same thing. And yeah, ditched that softball after that one as it likely slipped out of her hands. And 2-0 now after there's a couple of wild pitches where, certainly something Runyon would have liked to have back. That one up for a ball, so 3-0 now. I was going to say, it almost looked like with the way that she did it twice in a row that could have been intentional, where I'd imagine that's not the case. There's really no need ever to intentionally throw some wild pitches and let runners advance, but bouncing back is Runyon now with a strike there, so 3-1 to Obringer. And the 3-1 pitch. Inside, ball 4 to load the bases for Clarissa Moreno. 2 for 2 on the day with a solo home run to lead this game off in the first inning. Singled the last time out. She's halfway to the cycle, and that one hit hard into left field but foul. That certainly would have been extra bases had it stayed fair. So 0-1 to Moreno. Steps back in. Bases loaded, nobody out. Abby Runyon delivers the pitch, and a great pitch there. Certainly not what Moreno was looking for. That ball slowly breaking into the strike zone. 0-2 now to the Nighthawks shortstop. Here's the pitch. Ooh, that was close, but a good take by Moreno. 1-2 now. Runyon getting her sign. Ready, here's the pitch. Going off speed again. That one misses outside. 2-2. Moreno ready. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Tries to check her swing. The appeal. No swing. And St. Martin's clearly upset about that call. They thought she went around. looked pretty close, but the count's full, 3-2. Here's the 3-2 pitch, and that one's check swing and fouled off. So that one likely would have been ball 4, but does hit the bat of Moreno, so we'll do it again. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Hit high and deep into center field. Lopez backing up, makes the catch just in front of the warning track, and that'll be a sacrifice fly by Moreno to drive in another run. And a good at-bat by Moreno. Saw a lot of pitches and ended it with a sacrifice fly into center field. And Tori Hensley now making her way up with runners on first and second with 1 out. Hensley 1 for 1 with a walk. Scored a run as well. And Nighthawks coach Rich Wagner looking like he's going to make a pinch runner change here at second base. 11. So that's number 11. Mari Kamamoto coming in to run. Sorry, number 11 is Lindsay Kiala. So that's Kiala in to run at second. And here's the first pitch to Hensley. That one's hit into left field. It's another base hit. And ball was bobbled out there by Agena, but NNU holding the runners up, going station to station here, which makes sense with how well they've been hitting the ball. No need to make any outs on the bases when you've got 9 hits, and we're only in the 3rd inning. And especially with Maya McNichol making her way into the batter's box. Give her an opportunity with the bases loaded. She struck out in the 2nd inning in this spot. We'll see if the player of the year can make good this time around. The first pitch from Runyon. And she actually is going to call time. She wants to switch the ball here before what is one of the biggest pitches. And home plate umpire makes his way out there. They swap softballs. Are they going to call an illegal pitch on that one? She looked like she was just about ready to deliver the pitch before she called time, and there's a warning given. So that's SMU head coach Jim Peterson who got a warning, and has he just been ejected? He has. He's been ejected from this game for arguing. So I'm assuming that yes, there was an illegal pitch called on Abby Runyon, and he came out to argue it, and obviously said something that was enough to earn a warning and then an ejection. So things for St. Martin's right now going from bad to worse, and there's going to be a visit here in the pitcher's circle. And they're without their head coach now, and we're only in the top of the 3rd inning. So some excitement here in the 3rd. And St. Martin's now, this is going to be a huge at-bat. They've got to try and find a way to retire McNichols again. And Maya could certainly blow things wide open now with this 6-run lead. She could extend it considerably with one swing of the bat. So we're still waiting. We're assuming it was an illegal pitch, which would make it 1 ball, no strikes, but we don't know for sure. Regardless, here is the pitch from Runyon. And that one misses for a ball. It is 2 balls and no strikes. So, yes, the illegal pitch was called. And McNichol now in a good hitter's count. Here's the 2-0. That one's in there for a strike. Runyon getting her sign. Delivers. McNichol singles into left field. 1 run is in. And NNU is going to pick up a pair of runs on that Maya McNichol single. And that'll make it 8-0 on the 10th hit of the game for NNU. And it's all Nighthawks right now. And Maya McNichol coming through in the clutch. And Sydney Booth now, still only 1 out in this inning. It's got runners on first and second. And Runyon ready to deliver. Great pitch in there for a strike. Booth likely looking for a fastball there. Here's the 0-1. Looked pretty good, but called a ball. 1 ball and 1 strike to Booth. That one's in there for a strike. 1-2 now to the Nighthawks pitcher. Reached base twice and scored a run so far this game, but not credited with an official at-bat. She walked and was hit by a pitch. And takes that one up 2-2. That hit by pitch in the second inning drove in a run. Runyon ready. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and missed. So a big strikeout of Sydney Booth. And that'll be the second out of the inning.
Now batting number 3, Abigail Gagnon.
And Abigail Gagnon now with a couple of outs and a couple runners on. Hit a 2-run double earlier. That was back in the first inning. And good pitch by Runyon to get ahead, 0-1. Eight nothing the score. NNU with an offensive explosion early in this one. That one misses up. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tia Riding started the game in the pitcher's circle for the Saints. Was unable to record an out. Abby Runyon's come in. Picked up a couple big strikeouts, but the Nighthawks still finding a way to drive in some runs. There's a swing and a miss. 1-2 now. Runyon ready. And strike 3 called. Back-to-back strikeouts for Runyon to get out of the inning, but not before the Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks put up 3 runs. It's 8-0. And we'll take another short break and be back with more of the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships in a moment. And welcome back to Beedie Field here at Simon Fraser University in Burnaby, British Columbia. It's the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships, and the Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks are all over the St. Martin Saints right now. And in the last half inning, St. Martin's head coach Jim Peterson was ejected from this ball game, so a big hole for the Saints to claw out of, and they're still looking for their first hit. Down 8-0. Hits are 10-0 for NNU. And Vanessa Smoke makes her way into the batter's box to kick off the bottom of the third inning. And Booth misses well outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Here's the pitch from Sydney Booth. That one also misses. 2-0. And a little bit of the light rain falling again here. It'll be on and off surely throughout the rest of the evening. But the field's still holding up in good shape. And that one misses up. 3-0. It was all hands on deck here at Simon Fraser, with many employees from all different departments out working on the field, clearing out the water, and raking and drawing in the lines to make sure we could get the games in here today. And that'll be a leadoff walk for Vanessa Smoke, and a very important base runner for the Saints here. And Rich Wagner will head out to speak to Sydney Booth in the pitcher's circle. And Riley Gaudia waiting for her first plate appearance here, ready to step into the batter's box. She's the designated player for St. Martin's today. And St. Martin's coaching staff still trying to get themselves organized after the ejection. And Gaudia ready. Sydney Booth ready in the pitcher's circle, and here's the first pitch of the at-bat. In there for a strike, 0-1. Abigail Gagnon creeping in at third base in case a bunt is shown. However, down 8, you figure SMU probably not just playing for 1 run here. They want to find a way to get some base runners on and chip away at this lead. And a big swing there by Gaudia. Fouls it back, 0-2. So Booth well ahead here, no balls and 2 strikes. She gets her sign from the dugout. And the pitch. Hit in the air to left center field. And the catch is made by Felter, coming in front of McNichol for the first out of the inning. And the lineup will turn over to Haley Agena. Booth ready to deliver to the left-handed hitting Agena. That one misses up. 1 ball, no strikes. Runner on first, 1 out for St. Martin's. Agena fouls that one back, 1-1 now. Vanessa Smoke drew a leadoff walk. Sydney Booth settling in since then, picking up the flyout and facing the leadoff hitter for the Saints. Good pitch in there for a strike. 1 ball and 2 strikes now. Booth is ready. Here's her 1-2 pitch. Popped foul as Agena battling with 2 strikes to stay alive. Here's the 1-2 again. And another foul ball as Agena doing a good job to stay alive here and hopefully find a pitch she can do something with. St. Martin's struggling offensively here. They scored 12 runs yesterday. All through the batting order. Saw some contributions, but have been stifled by Sydney Booth. And swing and a miss for a strikeout. Second out of the inning. And Sydney Booth picks up her 3rd strikeout of the game.
Next up to bat, number 15, Shelby Lawson.
And that'll bring Shelby Lawson up. Yesterday went 2 for 4 with a double. One of those big contributors for the Saints. And here's the first pitch. Pitch was up, but a pretty good swing by Lawson, hitting it foul into the corner. It's a little bit out in front of that high pitch. Booth ready, looks into the dugout for her sign. 2 outs here, runner on first base. And the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, popped foul into right field, and that one makes it over the fence off of the top of the batting cage out there. So no balls and 2 strikes now. We'll see if Booth can put away Lawson here and get out of the inning with the 8-run lead intact. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Ooh, that hit something. Was it the hitter or was it the bat? I think that's going to be a foul ball. That looked like it hit the knob of the bat. So that's a tough one. Should have been ball 1, but it looks like yes, that's going to be a foul ball. So tough one for Shelby Lawson. And that one's outside for a ball. One and 2 the count. Here's the pitch from Booth. Another one up, 2-2. So Lawson working the count even. Here's the 2-2. Strike 3 called. A big strikeout for Sydney Booth. And NNU still leading by 8 through 3 completed innings here at Beedie Field. We'll be back after a short break with more of the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships.
Located in the heart of the Willamette Valley, Western Oregon University is close to everything. Find your place. Find your people. Find your path. Find Western. Western Oregon University. Great education, sweet location.
And welcome back. Madison Felter will lead things off for NNU. They are up 8-0 here in the top of the fourth inning. First pitch misses, 1-0. Both these teams completely flipping the switch offensively from what we saw yesterday. NNU struggled until late in the game to get the offense going. And they've been all over it right now, and that one's hit high into right field. Back is Lawson making the catch just in front of the warning track for the first out of the inning. SMU, on the other hand, had a big offensive performance yesterday, but been held off the scoreboard entirely here through 3. Charlotte Fornes now 1 for 2 so far. Up with the bases empty and 1 out. It's a good pitch. No balls and a strike. Abby Runyon entered this game way back in the first inning. Bases were loaded, nobody was out. And that one misses up, 1-1. Through 3 1/3 for Runyon, giving up 4 runs on 7 hits. Walked 1 batter, hit 1 batter, but has picked up 4 strikeouts. And, there's been a few of those hits, really tough ones for Runyon, just hard hit ground balls where the infielders aren't. There's a line drive into left center for a base hit. Same sort of thing. If that's right at an infielder, you're picking up the second out of the inning. But, hard for a pitcher to deal with a team that's just jumping all over everything you got. So a runner on first now, 1 out.
Next up to bat from Bakersfield, California, number 21, Kelsey Adams.
And Kelsey Adams, the scheduled hitter. And we're going to have a pinch runner here. So NNU going to the bench for a runner here, Kaylee Duncan. Number 8, Kaylee Duncan, coming into the game to run. Freshman from Yuba City, California. And a line drive to third, caught by Patrick. And very quickly, that's the second out of the inning. Good piece of hitting by Kelsey Adams, but there's an example of when one of those hard hit balls go right to an infielder. And a good catch by Patrick for the second out of the inning. And then you may be making another substitution here. Jamie Obringer was the scheduled batter. Looks like they're going to bring someone else in to hit.
12 for 20. That's okay.
And it'll be Emma Bumate.
Now batting number 12, Emma Bumate.
So NNU calling her off the bench to hit here for Jamie Obringer. 2 outs, runner on first in the top of the 4th inning. Abby Runyon looking in for her sign, ready to go. Here's the first pitch to Bumate. And that's lined foul. A little late on that swing. Fouling it off over past the first base dugout. No balls and a strike. Bumate, another freshman from Fresno, California. And that one hits her. Another, what would have been a wild pitch from Runyon, just slipping right out of her hands and skipping across the dirt. And that one hits Bumate in the foot to put another runner on here as the lineup turns over to Clarissa Moreno. And there's going to be a pinch runner. And it's actually just, rather a re-entry, not a pinch runner. And it'll be Obringer coming back into that spot to run. So that's tough for Bumate. Come in, get hit by a pitch, and then get removed after that. You know, she would have preferred to swing the bat. Here's Moreno now. And she swings the bat and lines it right out to second base, and Smoke makes the catch for the 3rd out of the inning. So a couple of lineouts there to end the top of the 4th inning, and St. Martin's holds NNU scoreless for the first time here in this game. We'll take another short break and be back for the bottom of the 4th in just a moment. And welcome back. We are here at Beedie Field for the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships. And NNU is cruising right now. They lead 8-0. And we head to the bottom of the 4th inning as SMU very quickly running out of real estate here, needing to find a way to chip away at that 8-0 lead. And it'll be Destiny Connerly who's called up to the plate first. The Saints shortstop will need to find a way to get herself on base. First pitch is in there. Sydney Booth has settled into a groove right now. Through 3 innings, 4 strikeouts, a couple of walks, and that's it. Zeros on the scoreboard for St. Martin's. That one misses outside. 1 ball and a strike. And that one catches the outside part of the plate. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. Booth looking in and ready for her 1-2 pitch. And popped up. A couple of Nighthawks give it a look, but it's out of play for a foul ball. So Connerly stays alive. And that one's hit high into left center field. And McNichol comes all the way in to make that catch for the first out of the inning.
Now batting, number 10, Brittany Patrick.
So Brittany Patrick in the next one to face Booth. Booth was a 3-time GNAC Pitcher of the Week this season. Showing why with her performance here this evening. And she gets ahead of another hitter. No balls and a strike. The 0-1. Swung on, hit, and a diving catch made by Obringer. What a play over at second base. As Jamie Obringer, who was re-entered as a runner in the last half inning, specifically to keep her defensively at second base, makes a diving catch for the second out of the inning.
Number 1, Shay Lopez.
And Shay Lopez now for St. Martin's. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. And that's just a tough one for the Saints. You know, that little pop-up into the infield, those are the ones you hope just get down for a cheeky little single. And then you can string some of those together and find a way to claw back into the game. But a great diving play by Obringer. And the first pitch was fouled off here by Shay Lopez. The 0-1, that one's grounded foul. No balls, 2 strikes now. And the 0-2 from Sydney Booth. That's up, and Lopez watched it all the way in. Good take by the St. Martin's third baseman. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Sydney Booth. Swung on, grounded to short. Moreno across, and that's the third out of the inning. So NNU still hold on to their 8-0 lead. We'll take another short break and be back for the top of the fifth here at the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships. And welcome back. Top of the fifth inning here, and it's all NNU. They lead by 8 here in the fifth inning.
Leading off for the Nighthawks from Kirkland, Washington, number 18, Tori Hensley.
And Tori Hensley will lead things off for NNU here in the fifth inning. It is 2-3-4 due up for the Nighthawks, and Abby Runyon hoping to put up another 0. Held NNU off the scoreboard in the fourth. And her first pitch to Hensley misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The loser of this game will have to play Western Washington in an elimination game. And that one will, weather permitting, take place right after we conclude this game. And again, seeing a little bit of a sprinkle of rain coming down, but The field holding up quite nicely to this point. Here's the 2-0 pitch. In there for a strike. Runyon gets her sign. Delivers. That one's hit right up the middle. A diving attempt at short by Connerly, but unable to come up with it cleanly. And Hensley surely will be credited with another single on that one. And that's 12 hits now for the Nighthawks. And Maya McNichol now back up. Heart of this Nighthawks order. Going to be tough for St. Martin's to work their way through. Here's Runyon's pitch. McNichol, big swing and a miss. Way out in front of that one. Looking for a fastball. McNichol 2 for 3. Couple of RBI for her. There was a 2-run single. That one misses. 1-1 now. Here's Runyon's 1-1 pitch. Swung on, hit hard into left field, but well foul. McNichol still out in front, but very narrowly. As we get some fresh softballs in from the dugout. Just a little bit early, but getting the barrel to the ball there was McNichol. That one, had it been fair, certainly would have had the distance to go over the fence. One and two now to Maya McNichol. Runyon's ready. Here's the pitch. Fouled off by McNichol. That ball broke late and likely was outside of the zone, but McNichol with 2 strikes, not wanting to chance it and fouling it off to see another pitch. The 1-2 again. And that one skips in there. And good job by K-Kai Schultz to scoop it up behind the plate and prevent the runner from advancing. Hensley is on first. Maya McNichol at the plate. Counts up to 2-2. She's worked it back even. And the 2-2 pitch. Misses for a ball, so the count's full now to Maya McNichol. We are in the top of the 5th inning. NNU leading 8-0. And that'll be a walk, so good work by McNichol to battle back into that one and earn the walk.
Now batting, the pitcher, number 24, Sydney Booth.
And Sydney Booth now, nobody out. Runners on first and second. That one's in there for a strike, 0-1. Booth struck out her last time up. It's her only credited at bat to this point. She walked and was hit by a pitch. Scored a run, drove in a run on the hit by pitch. So a very unique stat line so far for her. And she takes that one for a strike, 0-2 now. Runyon still looking into the dugout for her sign. She gets it. She doesn't seem to like it. Looking back, and she's going to call time here. And looking in again. And finally, everyone's on the same page. Here's Runyon's pitch. That one's softly hit on the ground to short. And Connerly gets Booth, but both runners do advance. On the ground out. So runners on second and third now with one out here in the top of the fifth.
Next up to bat for the Nighthawks, number 3, Abigail Gagnon.
And Abigail Gagnon has a couple runners in scoring position to add to this big Nighthawks lead. Gagnon's got a couple of RBI already, and will pop this one up in behind Smoke at second base rather, and she backpedals and makes the catch for the second out of the inning.
Next up to bat, number 22, Madison Felter.
And it's Madison Felter's turn. 2 outs. Runners on second and third. Here's Runyon's first pitch of the at-bat. And looked pretty good, but a little low for a ball. Couldn't get the chase. The 1-0 pitch. In there for a strike. 1-1. And again, some confusion here. And it's been a little bit of that. So it's going to be 2-1 count now. And Abby Runyon this inning has struggled to get those signs from the dugout. And she misses it way outside there. 3 balls and a strike now. And if you are just joining us, St. Martin's head coach Jim Peterson was ejected a couple innings ago. And now the trickle down causing a bit of confusion between the dugout and their pitcher, Runyon, who loses Felter there, walks her. And the bases are loaded now for Charlotte Fornes.
Now batting, number 17, Charlotte Fornes.
And the Saints really need to find a way to get this third out and hold the deficit at 8. First pitch, that one's hit high into left field, and that is a grand slam for Charlotte Fornes.
Nighthawks grand slam. When's the final score?
No. And that'll be a 12-0 lead for NNU off of the grand slam from Charlotte Fornes. And I'm meeting with all the Saints infielders and Abby Runyon, who you can tell is battling as best she can, but struggling here against this potent Nighthawks offense. And it's a 12-0 lead. And Runyon gets ahead here. No balls and a strike. Catcher Kelsey Adams now, and she's up. The base is empty after the Fornes grand slam. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Swung on, hit high into left field. Going back is Jenna, and she makes the catch. And finally the inning's over. It is 12-0 NNU. We'll be back after a short break here at the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships.
Located in the heart of the Willamette Valley, Western Oregon University is close to everything. Find your place. Find your people. Find your path. Find Western. Western Oregon University. Great education, sweet location.
And welcome back. And St. Martin's now trailing by 12. They're going to need a big inning. If they are unable to score 5 runs, then NNU will wrap up a victory. And Sydney Booth out there warming up and done her warm-up pitches, ready to go back out for a 5th inning of work. And there's going to be a change for St. Martin's. Going to their bench for a pinch hitter. So the scheduled hitter was Olivia Matlock. But Megan Convery will hit in her place. The lefty is up, and Booth is just about ready to go. Here's the first pitch at the bottom of the 5th. And that one misses. 1 ball, no strikes. And time is called. Kelsey Adams going out to talk to her pitcher. And the rain's starting to pick up a little bit here. Hardest it's been falling since this game began. The 1-0. In there for a strike. Booth gets her sign. Ready and deals. And that one's going to hit her. So Convery on with a hit by pitch.
Next up to bat, number 4, K-Kai Schultz.
And K-Kai Schultz now with a runner on, nobody out. And I would be shocked if we see a sacrifice bunt attempt here. That one's outside for a ball. Needing those 5 runs to stay alive. St. Martin's going to have to string together some hits and walks, and the hit by pitch certainly is a good way to start. But they need to find a way to get the offense going, and quickly. Here's the 1-0. Great pitch in there for a strike. Sydney Booth backdoor play at first, but no throw. The 2-1 pitch from Sydney Booth. That one's grounded to third, but does roll foul. Count will go to 2-2. So nobody out. 2 balls and 2 strikes here, and Sydney Booth is ready. Deals. Another one grounded foul. And a good at-bat being put together here by K-Kai Schultz. Not going down easy as St. Martin's doing everything they can to stay alive here. Again, the loser of this game, and St. Martin's certainly in danger of that if they can't pull together a huge inning, will take on Western Washington in the second game of the day. Here's the 2-2 again. Outside, and they do try a backdoor play at first. Throws not in time. Count goes full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And Convery able to dive back into first. So Booth ready for her 3-2 pitch. Swung on, that's popped way up on the infield. Moreno in, makes the catch for the first out of the bottom of the fifth. That ball went way up, and not an easy play with this light rain kind of swirling around and the lights on. A gray sky to deal with as well, and the ball hit like that, certainly not easy for Clarissa Moreno. That pitch misses for a ball. It's Vanessa Smoke, the hitter for St. Martin's. Smoke walked her first time up. That one catches the outside corner for a strike, 1-1. NNU with 12 runs on 13 hits. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 2 strikes now. SMU needing to find a way to score some runs. Booth gets her sign. Ready with her 1-2. Misses up, and the Nighthawks try the backdoor play at first again, but Convery does a good job of getting back in ahead of the tag from Charlotte Fornes. The 2-2 pitch from Booth. Swung on, grounded to short. Moreno across, and a great pick by Fornes, taking that ball out of the dirt for the second out of the inning. NNU has had some very good defense here in this game. Saw a diving catch by Obringer. That was a great pick there by Fornes. They've made all the plays they've had to behind their pitcher. And Riley Gaudia now up with 2 outs. Does have a runner on second base, as Convery was able to advance on that ground out. But the Saints down to their last out if they can't scrape across a few more runs here. First pitch misses for a ball. That one's fouled back. 1 ball, 1 strike. Sydney Booth been dealing all day long. Here's her 1-1 pitch. That one misses. 2 balls and a strike. Couple of walks, a hit batter, but 4 strikeouts for Booth. That one's hit high in the air. Coming in is Felter, and she makes the catch. So with that, the Northwest Nazarene Nighthawks win, and Sydney Booth tosses the second no-hitter in GNAC Championship history. And it's her second of the season. So Sydney Booth did absolutely everything that the Nighthawks needed her to do. And the last GNAC Championship no-hitter was Anna Kasner of Western Washington, who also did it in a 5-inning game. That was in 2021 against these very NNU Nighthawks. So we'll take we'll take one last short break here and be back to wrap things up here at the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships. And we're back. So the final score here, 12-0 for NNU over the St. Martin Saints. So the Nighthawks will be one win away from a GNAC championship here. And we'll find out at some point who they will face for the title. Western Washington and St. Martin's will face off at some point here. We will keep you posted, and be sure to check in on social media at GNAC Sports for updates. The rain is been on and off for the last few hours here, so the grounds crew out getting the field worked on, and we'll figure out the start time for Game 2 of the day very shortly. Thank you again for tuning in from wherever you were, and for those of us here at Beedie Field, thank you again for watching the 2023 GNAC Softball Championships at Simon Fraser University. Once again, the final score, NNU 12, St. Martin's 0. And be sure to check in at GNAC Sports on social for the start time of Game 2 between St. Martin's and Western Washington.